Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at a Husqvarna 555 chainsaw. Customer complaint is that the chain brake doesn't seem to be working, and I think he also complained that it wasn't oiling. I'm not sure if there's really an oiling issue or not. Looking at this bar, it doesn't look like it ran very long without oil, so we'll look into that after the chain brake repair is done. So the first step is the most important one, and that is to inspect the brake, the clutch cover itself. See what you got going on. And here we find that the band itself is broken. And we just want to make sure that there's no other physical problems with the cover. Sometimes, people get excited and they try and bolt a clutch cover on a chainsaw when the brake is already set and the band won't go over the top of the drum. And in these cases, there's a chance of creating some damage somewhere else. I've even seen a clutch cover that had a crack in it, most likely due to trying to crank it down crooked like that. And like on a Poulan Wild Thing or something. Damn furnace.
That's bullshit.
Okay, I'm back. The furnace ran its cycle. Gave me a chance to make a beer run anyway. So, we are now going to replace the actual broken part on here, the brake band itself. It's kind of important to get these parts cleaned up decent. You want this brake to function properly if needed in an emergency. You don't want a chunk of wood binding it up or something like that. So don't cut any corners on this, even though it seems like a pretty simple repair. Now this rubber piece here is kind of a chip deflector, and it's also going over a stud that locates that cover on the backside into the body of the chainsaw.
Stripes! Getting dirty.
Yeah, we don't want to get dirty. Okay, get your ass comfortable. Let's get back to work here. So here's the part number for our new brake band. Genuine Husqvarna. And we'll just put it together in reverse order. Put this screw back in. Phillips head. See, this video's been sitting in the archives for a while. I see the garage door is open and there's no snow on the ground out there. Now, you're going to hear different people give you different ideas about how much grease should be used on these. I see some guys put them together dry, and other guys, and me included, sometimes I use a lot of grease. Grease collects dirt, so lately I've been trying to limit the amount of grease that I use. So now let's take a look at setting this spring. I hear complaints about how hard this is all the time. That was it. Not very hard. That scrunch works pretty good. A flat tip screwdriver works. A needle nose pliers works. Once it's in there, though, just be careful because it is under tension. And if it popped out of there, I suppose it could go sailing. Probably even hit you in the eyeball if you're an unlucky enough type person. So you can see I'm kind of daintily applying a little bit of grease here. I don't think it has to be a lot. When you put this plastic cover on, you want to make sure that it's not cracked or warped. Once it's on, you kind of look at the seam between the cover and the orange plastic clutch cover itself, and make sure that that thing isn't, you know, all jacked up, that you're gonna have problems with the spring binding in there or something like that. Again, you don't want this thing to fail when it's needed. So as you can see, the brake is set right now. Now the easiest way to reset this, I found, is to have a cheater tool for resetting them. This can be done on the actual chainsaw, but it's easier to use a jig if you got one, right? So once you reset the brake band, take a look and make sure that it's sitting on top of these perches. And if it was sitting inside the perch, then the band would be too small a diameter to slide over the clutch drum. So you see it went right on, no big deal. You know, so many guys, they'll just pry on that cover to try and get it off of there, not realizing that the brake is set. And I think, you know, well, I know that a lot of them get damaged that way, and they'll put it back together with the brake set and not get it all the way on there, and have the drum grind right through the band. So here we're tensioning the chain. You notice that I'm lifting the tip of the bar and then pulling down on the bottom of the chain in the middle of the bar till it kind of snaps back into place. And that's where we want the tension set. So I'm just going to check the fuel and the oil in this saw, fire it up, check the brake, and see if it's oiling. That's all I got for you on the Husky 555 chain brake band replacement. Thanks for watching. Later.